Yeah, Mr. Beast had a video with nearly 100 million views on YouTube saying that he kills somebody every...
Yep, that's fair enough to criticize. Yeah, no, that's fair. I can't even sit here and be like, oh yeah, man, it's just for the clickbait and all that shit. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. What's talking this time around, baby? Yeah, bro, Mr. Beast, yo, we just covered him and shit. We're asking, like, what's the status on Mr. Beast? What's the current stance on everybody's Jones? Y'all let me know still. I'm still curious. What you think about Mr. Beast? But apparently, yo, Mr. Beast been going crazy, bro. Some of his vids, like, yo, it's getting wild as shit out here. So y'all already know what it is. We had to talk about that, John, and see what's going on. So, let's get right into it, baby. Shout out August the Duck, man. We got Mr. Beast has lost his mind. Y'all already know what it is. If you want to watch the OG vid, that boy down in the description. First links, I ain't playing. Go share the love, bro. It's right, August the Duck. Let's get right into it.
Every minute, one of these 20 contestants will be eliminated and lose $500,000.
Well, guys, things are getting a little goofy. Please excuse the fact that I don't have my normal setup right now. I'm out of town. I'm thugging with my rounds. My coochie's pink. This was the least echoey room I could find, and that's really what's most important to me while I'm recording. Whenever I'm recording, I'm deathly afraid that I'm going to catch an echo in my microphone, and you guys are going to hear it, and then you're all going to unsubscribe to me, and it's just going to be a really bad day for me overall. So, trying to avoid that. However, that's not really what's important here today, so let's move on. Now, today we're talking about a relatively unknown underground YouTuber who goes by the name of Mr. Beast. Now, Mr. Beast...
never heard of him.
Is a pretty silly guy. He's been known over the last year or two to do some pretty questionable, silly, goofy kind of stuff. And while over the last couple of months, I'd say that people have kind of stopped paying attention to the goofy stuff that he does, people have stopped talking about it, I don't really think that he's gotten any less questionable nor any less goofy. And that's...
Yeah, because they used to talk about the videos, like all of the videos inhumane, like he's putting people up in like these social experiments, all these different type of shit. It's like, it's actually good to make content. And like on a factor, yes and no. Yes, because these people are signing waivers, they're obviously consenting to doing this, like they want to do these challenges and all that for the cheese. No, because it's like, again, you're still posting like, you know, social experiments, bad Jones, kind of in a way. Like you're probably, obviously a lot of these Jones you shouldn't do or shouldn't try on your own. So I mean, you could say that factor if like, yeah, I mean the videos are kind of getting wild to a degree depending on what kind of video it is.
That's what we're here to talk about today. Now, I've made a couple, you know, maybe 1 or 2 videos about Mr. Beast. Some people might disagree with that number, but they tell you to ignore the haters, so that's what I'm going to do. Anybody who disagrees with that number is just a hater in my book, so not a big deal. And basically, every single video that I've ever made about Mr. Beast, except one, has been me saying that this guy gets away with a lot more than he really should, and believe it or not, up until about like a year ago, maybe, that was a pretty unpopular opinion. For a lot of people, Mr. Beast used to be...
Yeah, nah, and I'll even attest to that, yo, because me and the boss, we were type Mr. Beast glazers, bro. I always admit that shit is funny as hell. But like, yeah, like it criticizing Mr. Beast in any fashion like a year and a half ago was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, bro? He's the golden boy, bro. He's saving niggas' lives and shit. And then obviously the whole fucking drama and that whole encapsulation and the dilemma happened, and like the views of Mr. Beast are different now. Clearly, that's why I dropped the other video, like what's the stance. But like even still, yeah, like the videos were like obviously a little bit controversial as a whole, even still up to this day.
He's seen as like the savior of YouTube, the savior of people in general, and he was kind of like protected by the vast majority of the internet. Nobody could really criticize him too harshly, otherwise they'd be met with some pretty harsh backlash. But then all the Ava Chris Tyson stuff came out, all the weird shit surrounding his company came out, all the questionable people he was hiring, the stuff he was doing with the Beast game. Very, very quickly, the narrative kind of flipped on Mr. Beast, and suddenly, if you were defending him, you were the bad guy. Now, that sort of flip-flopped over
You were glazing. Oh, you just don't want to hear the truth. All that shit. And where the fuck is Dawson at now? Where the fuck is he right now? Looking like a fucking dumbass like he is, bruh. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I always said you had to stay real on that shit. I always kept it on both sides. Like, bro, was I about to keep glazing Mr. Beast? Hell not, bro. Because obviously how you're gonna perceive him is going to fucking change throughout all this shit. But like, bro, to sit there and be like, yo, hey, he's the fucking antichrist. Like some of these bulls are being like seeing that like every shit he did was somehow a bad Joan. Even making some of the Jones that weren't even bad relatively or bad at all into some like demonized Joan. Like the fucking Feastable shit is like rotting kids' brains because of chocolate and shit. Like, nigga, grow the fuck up, boy. That shit is not doing shit. But like, yeah, Nah, pretty much. Like, I go cap. This shit is just ridiculous, bro. But obviously, it's fair to criticize Mr. Beast as a whole.
Last 6 months, I think we're back to a relatively split view on Mr. Beast. A lot of people who didn't watch any of the videos, a lot of people who didn't do any of their research on Mr. Beast think that he didn't do anything wrong, that it was all just a big witch hunt.
And that's wrong. He definitely did some things wrong, like hiring Delaware.
Basically. And then at the same time, a lot of people who didn't watch any of the videos and a lot of people who didn't do any of their own research think that he did do everything and that everything that anybody has ever said about him is true. In my opinion, he's not a great guy. He's done some really questionable shit. He probably shouldn't have a platform, at least not one as big as he does, but
Nah, I mean, that's fair to say on some respects, I ain't gonna lie, but how's you gonna watch if you put out good content?
Not everything that people hate on him for is true. I'm not gonna get into all of that because, like I said, I've made a couple videos on him in the past, and I feel like most people,
just go watch Soggy Cereal's video on him.
Either one, know about all that stuff already, or two, just don't really care about it. If you didn't care about all the dog pack stuff and all the Beast Game stuff while it was all coming out, I doubt that you really care about it now. So that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is the fact that Mr. Beast is getting a little weird. Weird in the way that I used to talk about him a lot, not so much just being like an objectively questionable human being with questionable morals, more so just his videos and what he's making. Now, what made me want to make this video is the other day, I was either on Twitter or Reddit, and I saw this post of a screenshot of a Mr. Beast video titled, "Every Minute We Kill Someone." And at first, I was
yeah, but we obviously know this is fucking like, you know what I'm saying, some fake shit.
I was like, oh, okay, haha, funny. People are making fun of the extremes that Mr. Beast pushes in his videos. And then I looked at the comments and I saw people saying, I can't believe this is real. Or like, what is Mr. Beast doing? And still, at that point, I thought that people were just having fun. They were having a good time, making a funny joke. However, there were enough comments saying the same thing that I was like, you know what? Let's just double check. And sure enough, yeah, there was a video titled "Every Minute We Kill Someone" with a thumbnail of Mr. Beast like lowering a grandma into a fire or like a pit of lava, something like that. He has since changed it, but yeah, Mr. Beast had a video with nearly 100 million views on YouTube saying that he kills somebody every...
Yep, that's fair enough to criticize. Yeah, no, that's fair. I can't even sit here and be like, oh yeah, man, it's just for the clickbait and all that shit. Yeah, as the biggest YouTube channel with obviously a lot of children watching you, this is not some shit you should even try to promote relatively, especially coming off all the dramas and shit that he had, so... Fair game. Y'all can have that one. That's super fair game.
Every minute. Now, there are a few problems with this. I'm not like super bothered by the fact that he was like, oh, every minute we kill somebody, because obviously...
Yeah, he's about to say, like, obviously no one is actually gonna fucking die, but even still, like, doing that shit, he probably shouldn't have done it. But I give a fuck. Hell no, I probably click on the video, bro. Brain rotted.
He's not doing that. It was one of his elimination games that he does all the time now, where every minute he eliminates somebody from the competition. You'd have to be kind of silly to think that he's actually killing somebody, or, you know, a child, which is definitely who he was targeting with that thumbnail and that title. That's a whole different issue, though. Clickbait is something that's always going to exist on YouTube. It's always going to target kids. At this point, it kind of feels like beating a dead horse to really get too upset about that. It's just kind of baked in, it feels. But what I did have an issue with was the fact that Mr. Beast gets to get away with shit like this. If I titled a video, "Every Minute We Kill Someone," it would 100% be demonetized. Hell, me...
Yeah, no, that's a fair factor, too, because YouTube is obviously fucking biased, though. And like, even with all the controversy going down with Mr. Beast, he's still like YouTube's golden child. He's still the motherfucker with the most subscribers ever. Still the motherfucker getting the most views on the platform. So obviously they're gonna let him get away with way more shit, considering he's gonna make a lot more fucking money for the platform. So yeah, that shit is unfair. But we already know YouTube's system is ass, bro. You have to go on fucking Twitter, a whole other platform, just to get fucking YouTube to notice that problems went on their own fucking platform. So yeah, I mean, like...
saying the phrase "kill someone" as many times as I will end up in this video might actually get this video demonetized just from me saying it. It seems like Mr. Beast gets away with a lot that other YouTubers would never be able to get away with, and I mean, like, that makes sense. He's the face of YouTube right now. He's bringing in Google an insane amount of money. It makes sense that they would kind of give him some leeway, but it feels kind of, I don't know, undeserved with all of the drama that he's brought to the platform. Some of that drama being like real bad bad, serious, real-life shit. However, just being on MrBeast's channel, I found myself kind of skimming through his other content to see if he was doing anything else similar to this, and I saw something that, I mean, it didn't necessarily, like, surprise me, but it was interesting to see, and that was the fact that not a single person in any of the comments I could find in any of his recent videos said anything about all of the drama he was in not that long ago. And
But do you think that's a factor of like nobody gives a fuck anymore? Is he deleting the comments, or just heads just like it's just an overwhelming majority of like people just positively viewing MrBeast to where like the hate or the drama Jones isn't mentioned? But then to combat that, it's like, bro, even out of all that, like there would still be someone that would point that out, and then obviously that would prevalently get likes and you would be seeing the top comments. So I don't know.
I feel like when I saw this, suddenly everything made a whole lot more sense. All of a sudden it seemed much more reasonable for MrBeast to title a video something like "Every Minute We Kill Someone," because if you can get away with doing what he did and having the heat on him that he did, what could possibly bring you down? I mean, seriously, think about this. For like a collective month last year, not 1 month straight, but like a collective month, maybe even 2, from like all the days and weeks combined, a good collective month or 2 of 2024, the biggest drama on the internet across basically all social media platforms was everything going on with MrBeast. Insane allegations were being made, a lot of insane allegations were proven to be true. I mean, some career-ending stuff came out about MrBeast.
Yeah, man, again, like I was saying, like hiring fucking Delaware, that fucking troglodyte, that nasty fuck, yeah, he's definitely a pedophile.
Never
he's confirmed.
even
He's on the fucking
addressed
RSO
it.
list.
Sure, he did that Oompaville interview, but I mean, to say that he addressed
Way too fucking late.
anything in that video is a joke. The
That
man
too.
had thousands of hours of videos made about him, news articles published, documentaries made, and now nobody gives a shit. I feel like we've entered into a new age of the internet where basically anything is forgettable. Now, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing about like the brain rot shit. I saw this meme about TikTok and shit. Like obviously it's not like the it's the platform's fault, but like it's mainly just the people losing their attention spans, and especially in the drama community or indoor content community. Like, bro, dramas and shit go by so fucking fast. Like you cover the shit, boom, it's like it's done. We on to the next shit. Who's the next motherfucker about to get into some bad shit, do some negative shit? And that's what's bad about it. But I feel like not a lot of people forgot about the whole MrBeast shit because it was so prevalently like covered in 2024. You know what I mean? But like even still, a lot of people are just way past it. It's like, all right, bro, basically the Dawson motherfucker was a weird nigga. He was posting all this weird shit. He was an obsessed motherfucker. MrBeast is a motherfucker you should criticize, but he really didn't do nothing too fucking bad. And it's just like, yeah. So like motherfuckers going back thinking about this shit, it's like, all right, yeah, we can really psychoanalyze crazy like how it was, but is it really gonna affect MrBeast currently now and going further growing? I mean, maybe a little bit, but not really, not substantially at least.
Know if that's like necessarily a bad thing. I'm not going to sit here and start talking about cancel culture because that's just a whole can of worms I don't really want to open up. But I will say that there's been a lot of people in the past who have been canceled, or there's been an attempt to cancel them that I thought was pretty silly. And up until like a year or two ago, if a big enough attempt was made, you were kinda just fucked. And I feel like this whole MrBeast situation is showing us that maybe that's just not the case anymore. So yeah.
But then it's obviously there's bias that goes into that, because again, how hard is it gonna be to fucking cancel the biggest YouTuber ever? Like at the point he was getting canceled, he was pushing 300 million subscribers. Like he's not gonna lose every motherfucker. Not everyone is gonna unsubscribe or unfollow that nigga on some Vex bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know.
I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense that it looks like MrBeast has lost his fucking marbles, titling shit like "we're gonna kill somebody every minute," because, like, given what we just talked about, why wouldn't he? If he can get away with all of the stuff that came to light about him, what's an edgy YouTube title gonna do? Especially when he obviously has the full support of YouTube.
I don't even think it's that fucking serious, because again, like, obviously it's crazy. You shouldn't title this shit like that, but you know how many niggas is doing clickbait as a norm now? It's like, basically, you kind of have to fucking clickbait your videos to even get views, unless, like, you're already established creator, or like the topic is that prevalent in hand. If you don't clickbait shit, another nigga is, and they're gonna get the views. But not to say that like, oh my god, it's like a fight and it's gonna be a good thing to clickbait, because obviously you should tell the truth with your titles and thumbnails and shit like that. But like, bro, this shit is the norm, and that's an unfortunate reality, bro. Like, I don't know. Again, not trying to shill for MrBeast, but like, this is just shit that's gonna happen.
Like, at worst, somebody on Twitter gets mad about the title. But, I mean, if putting that you're going to kill somebody every minute in your YouTube titles increases your viewership because a bunch of kids think they're going to get to watch MrBeast fucking murk somebody, like, who cares? Like, he's reached the pinnacle of Twitter and the internet being mad at him, and it basically did nothing. I mean, besides cause him a few months of stress, I would assume, it did, like, nothing to his brand, really. So, like, he's experienced the worst of the worst. Why not use that to his advantage? You know what I mean? Like, in his mind, he probably feels like at this point he cannot be canceled. Not that he should be canceled for, like, titling a video something like this. It's not even that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, it's questionable. It's odd. It's probably something that YouTube would not allow any other YouTuber to get away with. But, like, it's not a huge deal. But I do feel like we're gonna see him push the boundaries more and more and more and more, because at least on, like, the internet side of things, the Twitter, the cancel side of things.
And that's a whole other thing, too, that's good at August that brings up. Like, yeah, we're in an era where you have to push and do more and more crazier shit to even garner that mainstream view, especially when it comes to, like, streaming and shit like that. Like, you be seeing the shit Kai be doing. Like, you gotta do more, you gotta one up the next thing, and one up that, then one up that, then one up that, and to chase all these fucking views to get more and more viewers and subscribers and motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, paying attention to your name. And if you don't do that shit, then motherfuckers gonna look at the nigga who is. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all a factor of climbing, trying to chase some of his viewers, and that shit is bad, and it can turn bad, especially depending on your depravity for views, like what type of shit you'll do. But I don't know. Again, I feel like it's already a skewed topic for MrBeast because he's already the biggest. So no matter what he does, no matter if it's crazier or not, like, he's still gonna get those views regardless of how it's feel on him.
Because he's kind of already run the gauntlet. He got away with it. Nothing's gonna happen to him because he titles a YouTube video something that he shouldn't. And I imagine we'll probably see that seep over into his content, and we're gonna start seeing some crazy shit from him. Because again,
leave it up to Jake Weddle. He already been pushed that shit. Apparently, you know, he doing fucking war crimes and shit. Dumb as hell. Fuck you, Jake. I'm not gonna lie. You pussy whipped as hell.
Applying the same sort of thinking here. When you can get away with the Beast games and all this shit that happened with that production, what's gonna get you in trouble? Like, as long as nobody dies on your watch, internet has kind of proven that they're not really gonna care. Now, obviously, I can't say any of this
heads are
for
gonna
certain.
care, but
this is
not
just
the
my
overall
interpretation of things. But I feel like if you look at the stuff that MrBeast has done recently, it kind of seems like this is his mindset. Bigger, better, more edgy things are gonna make him more money, gonna pull in more views, and he probably feels that nothing within, like, a relative sense of moderation can do anything to harm him, and he's gonna take advantage of that. Well, guys, what do you think? Like I said, I'm not saying
every creator would. Shit, I know fucking Destiny would love to take advantage of that bitch right now. Nah, me chill.
That, like, MrBeast should get in trouble for these videos, or these titles, I guess. Would other YouTubers? Yeah, they absolutely would.
They would,
but,
yeah.
like, maybe we should just stop being such babies about what we title shit on YouTube. Some really silly words, some really silly phrases can get you in trouble, so I'd rather we just all be awarded the ability to kind of say things that normal humans say day to day, rather than, like, not letting anybody say it. But I don't know, I'm curious to see where MrBeast, like, content strategy goes from here. Because I do think
I'm curious about that too.
We're seeing a peek behind the scenes, especially considering the fact that he changed the title and the thumbnail back. Definitely seems like some sort of test run of this kind of, like, new way to advertise himself.
Like,
again, I don't know if it's a bad thing yet, but I do feel like he's just sort of testing the waters, seeing what he can get away with now that he's realized he can probably get away with a lot more than he thought. Maybe it'll be a net positive. Who knows? Maybe they'll start awarding this sort of freedom to more YouTubers. Do I see that happening? No, not necessarily, but a man can dream, right? We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section. Let me know if you think I'm just overreacting, being a baby. I'm not, but you're entitled to a wrong opinion. Okay? See ya.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Shout out August the Duck. That was MrBeast Lost His Mind. Y'all already know what it is. If you want to watch the OG vid without the Trilly app, that boy will be down in the description below, baby. First links, I ain't playing. Go share the love. Shout out August the Duck. My final opinions and conjecture is like, yeah, I'm pretty much like, and with most like agreements with August the Duck on this shit. It's like the fact of MrBeast videos, and this was even again before like he was getting fully canceled. Like heads were already saying like questioning morality of his videos, questioning like yo, are these like social experiment type videos okay? And like, you know what I'm saying, again, it's all dependent on the person. Like if they sign the waivers and want to do this shit, then hey, that's them, bro. Even if the content is looking a little like social experiment-y, looking a little bit, you know, risky, bad or whatever, that's them. But on the fact, or should MrBeast be doing these type of jumps and promoting them? Not really, obviously, but like like, bruh, I don't, at least with the factor if you're not fucking Jake Waddle, like, if you're not going through no major harm and shit like that, and again, you signed up for this, hey, bro, that's you, bro, and he's making the content out of that shit. But yeah, some of these, like, clickbait thumbnails and titles, like, you know what I'm saying, it's obviously bad. Some are more edgy than others, some are more clickbaiting than others, but yeah, doing the shit like killing someone every minute is pretty fucking crazy. You probably shouldn't do that, especially knowing his main audience is children, you know what I'm saying. You don't want to be putting that type of shit out to them. But overall, do I think Mr. Beast is gonna be fucked? No. Do I, and am I curious to see where his content also goes as well from this shit? Yes. I'm like, bro, because is he gonna play more into the edgier vibes? Is he gonna go even more PC? Is he gonna focus more on going like towards the corpo, like game show, huge, throwing like these huge jaunts, like events and shit type route? I don't know. We're gonna have to see, man. We are going to, bro, because Mr. Beast obviously is not gonna not keep posting, like, even with all the drama shit going on. But y'all already know what it is. Again, shout out August the Duck, and I'm finna catch y'all on the flip, baby. Peace.